Hey, welcome back to phase two. This is going to be kind of me from the future in place of an intro, just to give you guys a heads up on what's going on. Real life's going to be hitting pretty hard for the summer. I'm actually going to be traveling quite a bit with my girlfriend. We're going to be in several different states throughout the summer. So with me moving around, upload schedule might get a little dicey. The amount of content that I have is going to be minimal. So right now, I think I have enough, as of right now, before releasing this video, I think I have enough clips to do 3 videos, so I'm just going to edit them back to back to back and just kind of schedule their release date. That way you have a little bit of stability from this channel during the summer, at least for a few weeks. But I can't really promise much after that, as I don't know what my schedule is going to be, what my work schedule is going to be, especially with moving around so much. There's just a lot of unknowns. Ooh, I'll take that. Unfortunately, that's just life, I guess, at the moment. So, sorry for that. I'd rather just be upfront and honest and not put out videos with not a lot of progress. I don't want to just put videos out there with nothing going on, you know. This is a account progression series. If there's no progress being made, obviously, I can't really post a video, but I'm going to do my best. I'm currently in the process of putting my editing software on my laptop so that I can take you on the go and hopefully get some videos out for you while I'm away. Let's get into it. Hey, welcome to the first clip of the first episode of phase 2 of this account, where the primary focus is now geared towards the achievement diary. Right now I have just been editing the last couple episodes of phase 1 and creating a new thumbnail for phase 2, and just been AFK runecrafting the entire time, and we're about to hit a pretty good milestone right now. We're only 274 experience from level 85 runecrafting, and now we've got it. And what this means is, with 56 crafting, obviously we got 86 recently, maybe like an hour ago, because you do get passive crafting and mining experience here as well. We're coming up on 79 mining, so that does add up, but we can make a colossal pouch. And if you remember, we did get the abyssal needle drop from Guardians of the Rift, and we can use a regular needle at the rewards guardian to claim that back at any time that we want and use it on all of our pouches to combine them into this monstrosity and make our life a little bit easier next time we decide to go back to Guardians of the Rift. Speaking of, I do actually plan on going back there. Not right now. I'm at a 27,000 blood runes crafted out of the 75,000 that I want. If we take a look at my notes over here on the right, I just kind of wrote down the general amount of money that I need for the next grind that I kind of want to work on. That being getting 85 construction and maxing my house. The cost to actually train from where I'm at now, level 70 to 85, is going to be about 4.4 mil. And then the upgrades that I want to make to the house afterwards is about 9.1 mil, totaling 13.5. So I'm just going to kind of round up by quite a bit and get 15 mil just in case there's some extra expenses in there that I haven't accounted for, like building stashes, because obviously getting to 85 is going to get us to the point where we can +3 boost easily with the crystal saw to make master stash units. That's kind of the reason I'm going for that instead of the normal, what is it, like 83 or 84 or something like that, to be able to max your house. So 85, so that I have that easy +3 boost with the saw. I can just go to the Gnome Stronghold, claim that saw back anytime I need to make a master stash. And not to mention, we'll also be able to make all the elite stashes too. So just in general, that's going to be really good for the account moving forward. But I figured this is the good thing to focus on first, just because having a max house and a UIM specifically is just so game changing. Like it'll make my life so much easier. Currently, what I have on my account, what's sitting at the Hespori Death storage, a good portion of that is hard clue scroll rewards, which obviously once I have the construction level, I can just store those in my house. And that's going to be a very common theme moving forward. The higher my construction, the more useful things that I can have stored on the account, whether that be in my house or all around Gielinor in the form of stash units. So that's the plan. We're going to get 75,000 blood runes to get 15 million cash to train my construction to then upgrade my house. The method that I'm going to use to train my construction is mahogany homes, and I'm going to use the Prifddinas. I'm going to be using the newly unlocked Prifddinas area because there is a sawmill there next to teak trees, and that is the method that I'm going to be using. So yeah, this is going to be my life for quite a while. I still have a little less than 50,000 blood runes to make. After that, my rune crafting training will be done at Guardians of the Rift. I'll be kind of switching back and forth between there and training my construction, just because after I do get 85 construction, I will have access to the portal nexus, and I will want to transfer all of my existing portal chambers into that one room, as well as getting all of the other teleports around the world that I don't have. And that's going to take a lot of law runes. It's going to take a lot of different runes in general. So Guardians of the Rift will come in handy for that. It'll save me a ton of money. Pretty much any of the runes that I want for that portal nexus, I will craft myself, since one of my goals is 95 rune crafting. So there's really no reason not to craft them myself. So that's it. That's what we're doing. A lot of rune crafting, a lot of construction. It's going to take a while. I have been here way too long. With this craft, that is over 100,000 blood runes in my stack, just from this session of AFK. The GE value is actually less than what I will be getting from them. They sell for 200 each at Ali Morsane. So we have 20 million exactly. I didn't need that much. I was going to stop at 75,000 blood runes, and that would have been 15 million, which was still more than enough to get my construction to 85 and upgrade my house with everything that I want. But this gives me a little bit more buffer room. It actually gives me a little bit of cash to be able to train my smithing, because I do actually really want to get that to 84, I believe it is. Yeah, because you need 88 for the Lumbridge and Drainer Elite Diary, and that is actually the last skill requirement that I need for that Elite Diary. And that will basically allow me to never get another Drayman or Lunar Staff again. I can use the Fairy Rings without the staff. So that's pretty important. And with 84, I can easily +4 boost with the ale that you can get from the Giants Foundry minigame. It is a guaranteed +4 boost to your smithing. And this will also have other uses. Like if we go to Crystal here, eventually I will be going to... Eventually I will be doing a bunch of Gauntlet, trying to get the BOFA, and you do need 82 crafting for that, so that would cover that as well. Yeah, been here too long. 100,000 blood runes. I'll probably be here longer because I still have some editing to do. I've been playing a lot of Divinity with my girlfriend, so this is pretty much my AFK activity of choice, for good reason too, because we still need our rune crafting up. We're only 14,000 from 88. I think we started this grind somewhere around 83. So yeah, almost 5 levels, and we'll definitely put a dent into the 6th level. This isn't even all the rune crafting I'm going to be doing, by the way. I still want to go back to Guardians of the Rift. I want to make all the runes necessary for the Portal Nexus, because you do need, if you want to add a teleport spell to the Nexus, you need 1,000 casts of that specific spell. So I'm going to need thousands upon thousands of law runes, not to mention all the other runes required, like soul runes, blood runes. So I'll be there for quite a bit. I'll basically be there, kind of my, I guess my kind of my sub goal apart from the Nexus is to get the reskin for the rune crafting pet. It costs 3,000 abyssal pearls, and that's just a really good excuse to get that, I think. It'll obviously, let's take a look at my collection log to kind of gauge how many pearls I've gotten. If we go to minigames, Guardians of the Rift. So I've only ever gotten 1,421 pearls. Let's see. So 1,421 is the pearl count. So that alone is only half of what you need for the reskin. I also got these abyssal dyes, which did contribute to my pearls. I don't think it adds to that stack. I think you actually have to pull the pearls in order for them to count here. So these were extra pearls that went towards the outfit pieces. So I'm gonna guess it was kind of closer to 2,000 pearls in total that I gathered during my grind, and that's with 232 rifts close. and 627 searches. So I don't know. It might be unrealistic of me to go for that. I don't know. It's going to be a lot of Guardians of the Rift all at once. I'll probably chop it up into sections though. I won't pull anything from the rewards Guardian until I'm completely like sure, like, yeah, this is going to get me 3,000. Like, no way that it doesn't. And I'll kind of do Guardians of the Rift along with my construction grind. I'll kind of balance the two. I know that there is an AFK method at the Guardians of the Rift. I can be just a complete asshole leech and just kind of sit there and only get like 1 reward point per game. But it is pretty much entirely AFK. So if I'm doing things on the side like I have been lately, it's no issue. So that will kind of, I'll transition from here to there for my AFK. And then when I'm actively playing, I'll be working on my construction. I think that's the plan. Okay, I'm finally done rune crafting. At least blood rune crafting for now. 109,000, quite a bit over our original goal of 75,000, but this will be a lot of money. It'll be over 20 mil. So let's get to selling. Okay, there we go. 109,000 blood runes sold to the Ali Morsane's discount wearers. So, cool. 22 mil. Let's check that exactly. We started with just under a mil. So, yeah, our total profits from selling our blood runes here is pretty close to 22 mil because we started here with what, like 900k or something like that. So, yeah, crazy. We're rich now. Let's get unrich by training our construction, maybe our smithing. If you remember from our notes over here on the right, we only need about 13.5 mil for our construction needs. That's with training and upgrades bundled together. So we will have plenty of money left over to train whatever we want. More than likely our smithing, but yeah. Right now I just need to make a bunch of house tabs because I do want to be on the lunar spellbook while I train construction so I can use NPC contact. So a little more AFK to do. Luckily we have access to Prifddinas. Actually, let me just teleport over there right now. There is a soft clay mine here in Prifddinas, just over here to the southeast, right here. There should be some soft clay rocks that I can mine in here. Yep, 10 soft clay rocks, so I won't have to worry about buckets of water or anything, or the hydrate spell, I guess. So let's get a room pick and get to it, I guess. Okay, I'm almost set up to do my construction grind. I've got my cash stack out. I've already spent a little bit of it. But I decided that I want to add some things to my Nexus. Because as you can see over here, I've decided on the Arceus Library, the Mind Altar, and the Lunar Isle teleports. Those are going to be very good utility spells. Teleports to have in the POH. The Mind Altar gets me close to the Wilderness to go ahead and bag quickly. The Arceus Library, I'm going to use that quite a bit because when I go to do blood rune crafting, I like to kind of strand myself out there. And so right now the closest teleport that I have is this book, which teleports me to the Arceus area. So having that will just be good for when I want to rune craft. And then the Lunar Isle teleport is going to be nice for when I want a spellbook swap. The reason I chose this as well is because I'm limited on the amount of law runes that I have. I'm just trying to use them up. I didn't want to sell them or drop them while I do this grind, because obviously I'm going to be using my house teleport tabs for this grind, and I will want to clear up the other teleports. I'll want to clear up as much inventory space as possible to hold as many planks as I can, so this stack of law runes will not go to waste. We will actually build the first part of the portal nexus, which takes 72 construction, 4 marble blocks, which will cost around probably like not really 1.3 mil because that's like GE price, a little less than that, probably like 1.25 mil. So we'll go buy the blocks, we'll go get our crystal saw so we can boost, because right now we do need to boost for it. We are only level 70. The crystal saw will give us the, actually no, I should just be fine to make a T in my house. I forgot I have the max shelves, which give a +3 boost, so I'll be good there. We'll make this. It is very expensive, but I've already factored in the portal nexus as part of the cost of upgrading my house. Yeah, so right now I need to go to Lunar Isle, 1, to change my spellbook, and 2, to buy a bunch of astral runes, because I will be using those combined with the cosmic runes I already purchased and the air runes to cast NPC contact while doing this construction method to make it a little bit faster. There we go, nice. We got our first version of the Nexus. This is just the greatest thing ever built in the game. Eventually this will combine all of my portal chambers that I currently have built. I have 3 at the moment, housing 9 total teleports. Currently, at its lowest stage right now, it can hold only 3. So, pretty underwhelming to be honest, but after I'm done with my construction grind, this will be able to hold every single teleport from every single spellbook. Basically, I think there's a couple exceptions, but love it. Oh, and I did go out of my way to, I splurged a little bit on a gold leaf to go ahead and make the best carpet for this place, because this is one of the best, this is probably the best room in the game utility-wise for my account, so got to treat it well, you know. Should just have to go to configuration here. I have the runes. I don't want Watchtower, even though I have the runes for it. We want Lunar Isle, Arceus Library, and the Mind Altar. Cool. And then we should just save and close. It'll make me confirm the amount of runes. Yes, I'm okay with all of that. Nice. Now we go to the teleport menu. This is a rune light plugin, by the way. This is what it normally looks like. I just think the map is a lot better. It kind of, I don't know. If you get used to it, if you get used to where things are in the world of Gielinor, if you kind of memorize where the different teleports are per different continent, once you get that down, this menu actually ends up being a lot quicker. Like, say I want to go to Lunar Altar, right? It's in the Fermentic area, obviously, and then you just click on Lunar Island, and it takes you there. And if you don't have it, obviously it's grayed out. If you do have it, it just shows the teleport symbol colored in. So eventually I would like this entire map to be filled in. Oh, and also my house is kind of all over the place right now, as you can see. And since I am going to be using it for every single in-between, like anytime I need to teleport to any place for this whole construction grind while I'm doing Mahogany Homes, I'll make it as compact as I can, I guess. I believe the format you kind of want to stick to for your house is 4x4. You don't really want to exceed that. And right now, as you can see, I've got it going everywhere. Like right now it's 5 long. Right now it's technically 5x4. So I need to move these 2 rooms just in a little bit, which shouldn't be too bad. And then I should be good to continue with this grind, just to have the quickest. So this load screen right here, anytime you go in and out of your house, this load screen is at its shortest, or anytime you teleport to it, it's at its shortest when it's a 4x4. So that's what we're gonna do. All right, here's the method. We're here at the Prifddinas Teaks. The spirit tree is right over here, just to the west of us. So I just kind of use the Grand Exchange teleport from my house to get to the spirit tree, and yeah, I might play with that a little bit, take a look at where my closest teleport actually is to a spirit tree, but I'm pretty sure currently it's the Grand Exchange. Maybe the Royal Seed Pod in the Gnome Stronghold, but that might be a further run, plus you got to go through a door, so not sure. But this is it right here. I think the most annoying part is probably, I don't know why, but a lot of people, well, I do know why, a lot of people like to camp this spot for woodcutting experience. I think mainly because it gives them crystal shards. with these teaks as opposed to other places. But yeah, pretty much I'm just going to pick a world. Oh, nice. Good start. Got ourselves a medium nest. Okay. Yeah, pretty much I'm just going to pick a world. And if somebody just happened to hop in, I'm going to say fuck them, honestly. Like, I know it kind of sucks, like, to be moving. I know technically, by the rules of RuneScape or whatever, it's their world since you weren't here, but I can't be bothered hopping worlds every time. They'll get the gist. Let's do this medium clue, I guess. But, yeah, so we just get a full inventory here, and then we buy plank, teaks, and I'll probably swap around his menu, so that's the first thing that happens when I click on him. So we want to swap left click to buy plank. Cool. And then from now on, we can just press buy plank with our left click, space. He makes our planks. We fill this up. Repeat that a couple times, really, because we'll fill this up entirely, and then we'll get a full inventory and go off to do our contracts with our NPC contact. Okay, I'm doing my medium clue, and I realize I made a mistake. It is not 3 teleports that are available at the level 72 portal nexus. You get 4, which is still very underwhelming, but still more than teleport chamber. Medium casket. Nothing. Okay, we're doing it right now. I actually had to reclaim my Rift Guardian pet. I died with it and didn't really realize it at the time, but I did have a death at the Lizardman Temple when I was doing my stone chest grind for medium clues, and I had my pet on me at the time, so I realized it like really late. I don't think I ever made a clip on it, but here it is now, I guess. We reclaimed it. It cost 1 million GP, which is fine. We have way more than enough to get this guy back. And now we're just going to be flexing on everybody while I train my construction with our quest cape and our awesome little buddy. All right, the method's going pretty well so far. We're at about 56,000 experience an hour. That's kind of while I've been eating and watching a show. So that's probably, I don't know. I honestly don't know the realistic XP per hour for this method where you actually have to chop them yourselves, or you actually have to chop them as you go. My guess is I can easily get around 65,000 experience an hour, maybe even 70,000 experience an hour at a semi-AFK kind of rate. Because like I said, this is with me eating. So pretty good. It's really chill. Obviously this part here is extremely AFK. And then once the inventory is full of planks, it becomes kind of semi-AFK. And I had to go into RuneLight because the settings for Mahogany Homes, it had this session timeout at 5 minutes. So if you want that to stay longer with the information for your current task, especially if you're doing the same method that I'm doing, I just have it capped out at 60 minutes or an hour, just so that this information doesn't go away and I don't forget where my contract was. It's also here in the chat box, but if for some reason you hopped worlds to find a free world here for your teaks, then that information is going to get deleted. So it's just nice to have that up on the side of your screen at all times so you don't forget where your next contract is. I did get a few bolts of cloth just because there is an upgrade I still want to make to my portal nexus chamber room thing. So we'll go in here on building mode. Actually, I gotta drop a plank, pick my boy up. And we'll head on in here. I actually want to build the curtain space as well. I just want to make this room look as good as it can, because it is a fantastic room. Look at that. Better already. Pretty big accomplishment here. I think we just completed the beekeeper outfit. We just got the gloves from the random event. I think you have like what, a 50-50 shot of getting either an outfit piece or like some noted flax or something like that. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. But on this account, I've never gotten flax. Every time I've gotten this beekeeper event and taken it, it's been an outfit piece. So there we go. That's another one down. Looks kind of cool, I guess. But we'll take a look at everything else in here. As you can see, there are, give me a sec here. As you can see, there are quite a few of these completed as well. Oh yeah, I don't think I showed a clip of this. I completed the mime outfit while I was rune crafting as well. The last piece being the mask, which we had actually already gotten probably earlier in the account because it didn't pop up as a collection log slot. And if I were to go to like the collection log, it'd probably show 2 of them. But yeah, this is now full technically 4 of 8 slots filled up, which is the max that the teak version can do. So we do have to upgrade this to mahogany in order to be able to store the rest of our outfits. Yeah, being the frog costume and the lederhosen, both having 3 pieces each, so not too bad. And obviously the shade robes, those are pretty easy as well. You can go get those anytime from the stronghold security. I believe if you kill the shades at the last floor there, the level 100 something shades, they have a chance at dropping each of these pieces. And then the stale baguette, obviously that's going to take the longest. We just have to have RNG on our side, although they did recently change it to where not only can you get them from the Quizmaster random events, the random reward box you get from that, you can also get them from the Sandwich Lady as well. I don't know what her rate is. Maybe I'll put it up on screen if I'm not lazy, but you can get it from her as long as she's offering you a baguette. So pretty cool. 80 wood cutting. Nothing too special, just a 10 level milestone, but yeah, that just means we'll need 10 more levels for redwoods for the achievement cape. So not too bad, I guess. I guess technically just 5, because you could stew boost, even though that'd be just god awful trying to stew boost for a wood cutting boost. Yeah, no, thank you. Maybe by then I'll have like a dragon axe or something and I'll only need 87, I don't know. Okay, I came up with a pretty solid solution to not grief anybody at the teak trees in Prifddinas. I'm here on my group Ironman account, just AFK woodcutting while I do my construction contracts, because I do spend long periods of time away from the teaks. And since I don't want to be hopping worlds every time I come back to them because somebody's taken the spot, and I feel kind of bad about it, like just kind of taking their trees, if that makes sense, I've kind of come up with this solution where he's going to be here pretty much saving the spot for me. So as soon as I get there with my Ultimate Ironman, I'll stop cutting and allow him to cut, and any of the downtime while I'm out running my errands, while I'm out completing my contracts, I'll be getting AFK experience on this guy. He's currently 87 woodcutting, so we'll see where I'm at the end of this. Oh yeah, and a little status update on my construction grind. I am currently level 74, put a little bit of a dent into level 75, so it's coming along. It's pretty slow, honestly. I'm taking it slow. I shouldn't say that the method itself is slow. I'm just very slow. I'm kind of watching a show on the side and not really going for efficiency at all. It's a nice chill method. I like it. Got a little board of construction, so we're here at the gauntlet. We're going to run our first one. It has to be the normal gauntlet, so we have to have at least 1 KC in there. Let's see how we do. We will probably be a little bit rusty, but I'm sure we'll figure it out, especially with the extended time in the normal gauntlet. I actually had to go get my looting bag back because this is a very unique place. When you die here, it acts as a safe death, as in like when you die, you don't have to go to a gravestone or you don't have to have like a death storage. Everything on you, it just stays the same. It acts like a safe death, but it's really not. Because if you have something, it's especially dangerous for UIM. Because if you have stuff in another death storage, like Zulrah or Hespori, where I claimed my stuff from, it will get deleted here. So that is something to look out for. So if you're coming to do Gauntlet, don't make the mistake of leaving your stuff in a death storage. Make sure you have your looting bag on you or all of your possessions on you. They will get deleted. Yeah, so right here. The Gauntlet is not a safe environment and teleports are blocked inside. If you die in there, any items stored at a gravestone will be lost. So it does warn you beforehand, but I'm not sure if you get this warning. Like if I were to have my stuff at Hespori, I didn't even check to see if you were to enter the Gauntlet, I'm not sure if it gives you like a message or something like this, just to kind of let you know like, hey, go get your stuff back, dummy. But maybe I'll test that in the future, but they do warn you initially. So I know it's something that's very easy to forget though. A lot of Ultimate Ironman wipe here, a lot of hardcore Ironman die here. So let's try not to make that mistake. Oh, interesting. Okay. So they ask if you want to deposit your items or if you want to just store them here while you're in there. Because when you're in there, it does clear your inventory. I think that is an issue sometimes. Like if you have a server reset or if you have an update coming, you definitely don't want to have your stuff stored here when the game gets updated, because I think it just gets deleted. So that's something to look out for. So if you see the countdown here for a system update, don't go in here as an Ultimate Ironman or as any account with anything in your inventory, because I'm pretty sure it just gets straight up deleted from the game. So with these warnings out of the way, I don't want them to ask again. I think we're good. Okay, yeah, pretty rusty. 3-2-1 range. I don't know what the fuck that means. Okay, so we get access to the Corrupted Gauntlet now since we have a KC of 1. Obviously that was pretty atrocious, but first time back in a while, and with stats that I'm not used to doing it with, so not the worst. Let's take a look at what we get from the chest. Okay, yeah, expected. Not too much. We'll go ahead and drop that. I guess we'll sell the Death Runes to the Rune Shop here, but cool. Nice little accomplishment. And we'll be back here. We'll be back to hone our skills whenever we get bored of this construction grind. Okay, a little update here. After I replace this cupboard here, this will put us at a pretty big milestone of 77 construction. Doesn't seem like a milestone, but it unlocks elite stash units without any kind of boost. That means we can start building, we can start filling those stashes up. But also, we can boost. We can get a +3 boost to level 80 if we go to construction here and to storage, I believe, and down to level 80. Mahogany fancy dress box. We can build that, which requires 2 mahogany planks, which we have. We can go upgrade that. And that's pretty important because I've been walking around dressed like a freaky forester frog. I've been collecting the random event stuffs and just been putting them on my person instead of the graceful bit by bit. So we can now go to our house, build that, and have these stored in that mahogany chest. And actually that means that we won't have any limitations on that storage container anymore. So any other random event items that we get in the future can just go straight in. Okay, we've got our T boost, which will give us a +3 physical level boost. Let's go ahead and upgrade our fancy dress box to mahogany. Take a sip first. We're up to level 80. Upgrade. There we go. That's our first piece of mahogany furniture in the costume room, which is a pretty big deal. And if we go ahead and take these random event items off of our person, open this up, we'll get an idea of where we're at. So yeah, it'll give us a warning because I don't have the full outfits, but obviously it doesn't really matter. But yeah, here's where we're at. We currently have 4 sets in total completed. We've got the Beekeeper, the Camo, the Mime outfit, and the Zombie outfit. We're missing 1 piece of the Lederhosen now, and we need 1 more Frog token, because I believe that when you get a token, I believe that 1 token gives you either the mask or the top and bottom grouped together. So we should just need 1 more of each of these. And then obviously the Stale Baguette, which we'll probably never get. And then the Shade Robes, which you can easily go and grind a little bit for in the Stronghold Security. Looking good. Can't wait to upgrade the rest of it. Okay, big update. We completed the Lederhosen outfit while we've been AFK mining. I've just been in Motherlode collecting some nuggets while I've been AFK. I'm trying to get to 100 right now so that we can get access to the upper levels of the Motherlode mine. But yeah, cool. Another outfit completed, which means we don't have to do the Freaky Forester ever again. Okay, something I wanted to start doing on this account is kind of go over the poll results as they come out. This is a really good poll, poll 79, with a lot of quality of life updates. So the first I think couple focusing on the combat achievements. They're going to rework it, kind of like how I think it was Shattered Leagues, where they had a system of where as you completed tasks, they kind of counted collectively towards your goal. So the combat tasks, instead of being separated strictly into the different categories, starting from easy all the way to master, you can have some overlap. So say there's some of the easy combat achievements that you don't want to do, like you don't want to go grind out Oborg keys or Bryophyta. You can skip those by completing harder combat tasks, like hard or master or expert, and that will count for more points in the lesser sections, if that makes sense. So you don't have to complete all of the easy combat tasks in order to have the easy tier unlocked. It's all done on a point base. It will all be done in a point-based system, and I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be really nice. It just gives you a lot of leeway. Obviously, when you get to the higher ones, like the Elite and the Master, there is much less leeway, and those are still going to have the same prestige, the same difficulty to obtaining. It's just when you're looking at really the beginner, the easy, the medium, and maybe even into the hard, where you're going to have a lot of areas that you can just fill in with harder tasks. So that's really great. Next up is Tithe Farm. This is getting made into an instance. I guess that's okay. Sometimes it was annoying when people didn't know what they were doing. They could easily crash. Tithe Farm gameplay, let's see. Okay, they're going to award more points more frequently. It used to be that you only got points on the... So you had to make it like 75% of the way through your planting of your seeds before you actually started racking up points. So now the points are gained throughout, so that if you were to disconnect or something, those points that you have are secured, even if you lost the majority of your crops. So the amount of blessings, I really don't know anything about that, but apparently a lot of people wanted it. Should the herb boxes... Okay, people wanted herb boxes for some reason. That's going to be a bot's nightmare. Or... it's going to be like Nightmare Zone, but it's going to be a bot's paradise, I think. Since now they can get herb boxes in an instance, a private instance where they can't be reported. So that's great. I personally don't get that one because you're getting herb boxes from a farming minigame. I get that herbs generally come from farming, but if you're doing a farming minigame, you should get seeds, not herbs. The reward should fit the minigame. If they want to have herb boxes, I think they should come out with some kind of herb lore minigame. But it is what it is. Just more filler content that doesn't really need to be there. Should the Sleepy Tablet? Okay, this is good. I'm a firm believer in consistency throughout this game. It's an important drop, just like the backpack upgrade at Warcath, the KQ head for the Elite Diaries in the desert area. This is great. This is a potentially long-ass grind to get just a quality of life update. Something that should probably have been in the game regardless, because that section of the map is kind of cut off to the rest of the world. I personally don't think that you should have to get this from the Nightmare, or at least have it be as common as the tablet you get from Chambers of Xeric to add to your Xeric's Talisman. I think that makes more sense, you know, on like the same drop table as the Preserve Prayer. You know, really, really common, like 1 in 5 or something like that. I think that'd make more sense, but this is progress, I guess. Should we add a visual indicator for when demonic realist change? Yep, that's great. always should have been there. Same with the Hunlift, there always should have been audio. I don't play with sound, but some people do. So kind of like when they're fighting Jad, some people rely on the different sounds that the magic and the range animation make. Now they can do that with the crystalline Hunlift. Should we add Scaly D height? This is great. We don't have to go around picking up blue dragon scales anymore and crushing them as we go. We can get them as a drop from blue dragons and from Vorkath, so because he is a blue dragon. So cool, that's great. All of this passed with flying colors except for 13, it looks like. Should we add a Slayer task extension? Yep, I think you should be able to extend any tasks that you want. Should we double the number of Trover parchments? I don't know anything about this. I mainly play as a UIM, and I've never bought a Trover parchment in my life. I don't know anything about them, but it looks like it passed anyway, so that's good. Should we adjust the offensive capabilities of Swamp Bark and Blood Bark? Yes, good. I'm glad this one passed because the rune crafting requirement to make Blood Bark is like 81. And to have it be at a higher tier than Mystic, but not have the stats to back it up, was kind of ridiculous. So I'm glad that passed. Good. Permanent access to Volcanic Mine. That's great. I actually plan on doing my Dragon Pickaxe grind shortly. Hopefully that's implemented before I do it. That way I don't have to go grind out Noomlight from somewhere every time I want to go into the Volcanic Mine. Should we add looting bags to Slayer shops? Purchasable? Oh, hell yeah. I'm glad this passed too. So this means that in the future, we will be able to spend 10 of our Slayer points to buy a looting bag. This means that we don't have to play nearly as much LMS. Obviously, we will always have emergency bags in LMS just in case. But it's great to have variety in where you can get these, especially for an Ultimate Ironman. And especially since they made the Wilderness Singles Plus, it is so much more dangerous for an Ultimate Ironman to go out into the wilderness now. Even if you are getting attacked by an NPC, Singles Plus means that a player attacking you takes priority of an NPC attacking you. So they can always get you. It doesn't matter if you're in multi or not. So it's much more dangerous. There needed to be more ways for us to get these. So glad it's there. Okay, the next looks like 4 or 5 questions are for Ultimate Ironman only. So if you aren't in an Ultimate Ironman account, these would have been automatically skipped for you. So let's get into it. Should Ultimate Iron players be able to use spice racks inside their player-owned house? Yes, I voted yes to this initially as well. I'm not sure why it failed. It didn't really make any sense at the time. It still doesn't make sense. I'm glad that it's passed. Should Ultimate Iron players be able to store the Abyssal Tentacle in the statue unit? Yes. Okay, good. So basically these next 3 are consistency, right? So currently we have Clue Scroll stashes that you can store the altered version of items in already. Like for instance, the Master Statue unit that holds the Crystal Bow can also hold the Bow of Ferdinand, or the Bofa. This is just making it consistent. I'm a firm believer in consistency. I don't think that there should be any question about it. If you can do it with one item, you should be able to do it with all the items. So that's good. That means that the Abyssal Tentacle will be storable in the Whip Stash unit, and the Guardian Boots, the upgrade to the Bando's Boots, will be storable, and the Primordial Boots, the upgrade to the Dragon Boots, will be storable. And so previously, on an Ultimate Ironman, it was never worth it to do Cerberus, really. Just because the boot upgrades were so minimal compared to their counterparts that they weren't worth an inventory space. So this is cool. This means that primordial boots are actually on the table because you can store them. And otherwise you would have had to get the... you would have either had to go out of your way and get dragon boots every time that you wanted dragon boots, or have spiked manacles in your house, or have the ornament kit for the dragon boots to be able to store them in the house. So this is a nice option. Should we add a self-casting teleport item that would teleport players from safety? Okay, yeah, good. I voted yes for this. This is going to save a lot of hardcores. This is basically fixing, or attempting to fix. We'll see how it actually works practically. So this is basically a counter to the unstable servers that are provided to us by Jagex. I don't think any hardcore should have to battle connection issues. They could lose literally thousands of hours of progress just because a server went offline, something beyond their control. I think every hardcore death should be within the player's control, so this just is helping to mitigate that. Not to mention it's a nice safety net for other accounts. Say you just don't want to die, you want to save money. Cool. Should the drop rate of the Phoenix pet be increased 15x for players with 200 million experience in firemaking? Similar to the drop rate increase for skilling pets. Okay. So this is a boss pet, right? I'm all about consistency. I'm not sure. I skipped this question because I'm sure there's information I don't know. But if they're doing this with a boss pet, yeah, this doesn't make sense because you're basing it off of the skills experience when it should be based off of the kill count of the monster. So if you're going to be doing this with boss pets, then and there shouldn't be exceptions, honestly. I'm a firm believer in consistency with the content. I don't like when, like, okay, you have a boss, like, say, Winter Todd. This is about to be implemented. So you have Winter Todd, which is a boss, and you have this pet, where at a certain threshold, you are going to have a higher chance of getting that boss pet. But then every other boss in the game doesn't have that crutch. I'm all for if they do this universally for every boss. Obviously not at an experience threshold. I'm just curious what this would have been like if they presented it on an even playing field with all the other bosses. So like instead of it being experience based, right? So like any player who's reached 10,000 kill count at Winter Todd has a 15x chance to get the pet, right? Okay, that makes more sense than 200 million experience because you're fighting a boss. I know you're training while you're doing it, but you also train combat while you fight other bosses. So you're fighting a boss, 10,000 kills, right? 15x for Winter Todd. But then I'm just curious, would that have flown if they presented this question for every boss? So any boss that you fight, if you reach that 10,000 KC threshold, you know what I mean? I just don't really get this one. I'm not on board with it, but I personally skipped it because there's probably something I don't know. If you have more information on this, I would be very curious. Like, what are your thoughts and how did this pass with close to 90%? I think it's because of the way that they worded it. They made it sound like it was a skilling pet, but it's not a skilling pet. It's a boss pet. So the way they worded it was kind of tricky, and I think it kind of tricked people into thinking, oh, well, all the other skilling pets already have a 15 times increase. And getting 200 million experience in fire making is obviously a big deal. So yeah, why not? But realistically, that's not really representative of what the content is. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'd be glad to hear other opinions. But yeah, like I said, I didn't vote yes or no to this. I skipped it because I don't do Winter Todd that much. I actually really don't like the boss. I rarely ever do it. So since my knowledge on that subject is pretty limited, then I just decided to skip it because I figured there are people that know better than I do in this specific subject. But those are just my thoughts on it. Let me know if I'm just completely wrong or if there's something else, some key element that I'm missing with this. But yeah, that is old school content poll number 79. Overall, really great. Pretty much everything on here I have no issue with, except for obviously the questions I have about question 22. But yeah, great quality of life. Oh shit! Just logged in, and we've got the new poll running already for the skill pitches. Obviously, this isn't going to put any skill in the game decisively. It's just going to be, I think this poll, if we go check it out, just got to get my bearings here, find out where it is. Yeah, if we check it out, it's just going to be, what do you want in the game? After reading new skill pitch blog, which concepts for new skills in old school RuneScape would you be happy to see refined further? Select all that apply. Oh, what? It's a multiple choice? Which new skill pitches? Oh, I see. So they just kind of want to get a grasp. Sorry, the wind's making some fucking loud noise outside. Okay, I don't know if you can hear that or not, but it really confused me. But anyways, we'll get back to it. They have like a two-part question here. I guess they want to know if the overall populace liked the idea of all three skills. Personally, I think I'm not going to say what my favorite is. I'll just say that because I don't want to sway anybody's opinion. Not that my opinion is that great that it can sway, but there are two of the three skills that I like. There's one that I just don't like the idea of at all. Anyways, so they have a two-part question. They want to know if the community liked all three of their pitches, and then they want to know which one is their favorite. And basically what this is going to do for them, it's going to narrow down what they want to focus on first. It's not going to necessarily knock any of the other skills, potential skills, out of the running. If the community likes it enough, obviously they can come back to it and make another new skill. But for now, they want to know which one they should focus on right now. So I'm going to cast my vote. I'm not going to let you know until after it's done, but pretty exciting stuff. Okay, we're coming up on a really big milestone here. I think once I build this bookshelf right here, or the next one, yeah, it'll be the next one. We are 56 experience away from our milestone level of 80 construction. This is a big level for us. Max of 30 rooms, doesn't really matter. But we can now make an altar to change our spellbook. The first one that we'll make will more than likely be the ancient one. Just makes the most sense. So that's awesome. We get to build a rejuvenation pool, which I believe is actually 2 pools ahead of what I have currently. Right now I have the stamina pool. I still haven't built the one where you add the prayer potions. This is the one where you add the... Oh, and I'm disconnecting. This is the one where you add the super restores. Let's see what else we got before I disconnect. Scrying pool, marble. It also allows us to build a... at level 80, you can build without boosting the room that's required for the altar where you change your spellbook and where you keep the jewelry box and all that. I forget what it's called. I think it's like an achievement gallery or something like that. So that's pretty awesome. God, this clip just went to fucking shit. Give me a second. I'll cut to when I have my accounts back in. Okay, we're back. Cool. Yeah, so 80 construction, 1775 total level. Nice little milestone there, I guess. Let's see. What was I saying? 80 construction. Let's take a look at the log since it got cut off. 80, yeah, so we can build an achievement gallery. And then, yeah, everything else I listed is just pretty awesome. This is a huge room, though. This means that I can build that room. I can have my altar after I do Pyramid Plunder, of course, because I have to get the Pharaoh's Scepter. But this also means that I can easily boost. I think it's only level 82 once you have the achievement gallery built. I can easily boost to get the basic jewelry box, which I think jewelry boxes are in storage, right? Yeah, okay, so... Okay, the first one is level 81, so even closer. I'll probably have that level before I even decide to build a gallery, to be honest. Yeah, 81 for the basic, and then 86 for the fancy, 91 for the ornate. Yeah, before this point, I would have to, if I wanted a Ring of Dueling or if I wanted a games necklace, I would just have to craft it and have it on my person, have it take up an inventory space, or have it be on my person, taking up a jewelry slot. And it's just inconvenient. I've been relying more. I won't have to rely as heavily on my minigames teleport, which is only up every 20 minutes. And usually you want teleports to those areas more consistently than every 20 minutes. So that's going to be a major, major upgrade. Plus the achievement gallery in general is just so nice. I think there's a slot. I think there's a spot where you can build like a cape rack, so you can have the quick access teleport in that room with any cape of your choice. Generally, on my UIM in the past, I've had the strength cape hanging there, just because it offers a very quick teleport to my main food source, which is cheesy potatoes. So that was always handy. But probably on this account, the first cape that's going to go there is my Myths cape, just because I'll probably be deleting the quest hall that I have built right now where my Amulet of Glory is hung, because once I max my house out, I'll actually be hunting for the ornate jewelry box, and you store glories in there, so there's no reason to have redundancies like that, just an extra room that I won't need, you know. So that's the plan. Right now I'm pretty tired. This is a good place to leave off. We are probably about halfway done with our grind. I think when I started this, actually I'm probably less than halfway done with my grind, because we're going for 85, and if you can see here, a little bit of the ways into 84, you get to 3 million experience. So if I started with less than 1 million experience in this skill, yeah, I'm not even halfway done with my grind at the moment.